Alright, hello beautiful peeps. How do we do? How's everyone doing? Let's scroll back up and say hi. Yo, I won first. You won. How's it going, my dude? Zach is in the house. Let's go, my man. Yes, Ophelia, we are in the group. We have been hunting some meats together. How's it going, Ophelia? How's the mood? How are you doing today? Oh. It's going good. Hello, Marimo. I can show you progress if you fancy it. I usually post a screen at the end of the day to show where I'm at with things. I'm still rocking the level 100 set, let's say. Capito, passport diplomatico. 2 range, so in total I've got 5. But I can add this ring if I don't need wisdom. I could add this and play 6 range. And I've done Eucalyptus Dofus run yesterday, and I've got one of the worst possible stats on it. 9 prospection. Fuck my life. Yeah. 145. I'm already thinking about the next one, the next set. Preparing. Yes, Persona, because I'm going to do a live stream right now of the ANKAMALIVE. We're going to live translate that bad boy. And the last thing I want is in the recording to see my face popping up and down and the distractions. In fact, thanks for the reminder, I will block it entirely. Nobody got this game, sadly. I was trying to surprisingly get that one for my duo, Tess, so that he can make a special item of his that requires it. But sadly, it did not work. Pour des billets, salmo capito, passport diplomatico, salsa pimente, flapo, cawana chico. How's it going, Pedro? One spin on the Cal 3. Oh, I'd be worried about the results of it in this server when I've not got much to give. I have a feeling they're going to postpone the HD pack. Why? What makes you say that? I've done so much treasure hunting, and it's disgusting, man. It is disgusting how little you get from a treasure hunt. Got 3,600, and Artagun's been helping me on the side with a couple thousand. And also already they have postponed it. Ah, rip. Ay. What is it called? Dofus DB treasure hunt. Minus 68, minus 34 in freaking free ghost. Whoa. Avoue, je suis dans l'excès. On dit tété, un spider dans un tété. On dit pour les choquer, ce soir t'es mon trophée. It's not too bad when they say in the next few days. That means in the next few days, right? All the rewards? What rewards? Rip? What do you mean? Anyone has a set left on the Cal 3 that I can lend? I'm still stuck with these shit. What sorts of items do you need, Zach? I can just get you them. What do you mean, Snipes? They don't affect me anymore, yeah. I've heard them so much. The what set? I think we've got one in the guild chest. I'll look for it. I'll look it up, see if I can find it there. Otherwise, we can just buy an extra one and add it there. Yeah. Casey Ambre. Unfortunate name. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright. So we don't bother you with my movement. I'll get you at though. I'll finish this treasure hunt and meet you at the Astrub Zappa some more. Kelly pour les choquer, ce soir t'es mon trophée. Ah, balali, ah. Oh, I need to capture it for the emerald. I will be doing 4 dungeons to capture them. 2, 4, 5 dungeons. Dragnaris, Boostache, Cannibal, Nelwyn, and Wawobot to capture all 5 of them. 1, 2. No, I'm so sad. What is it about being captured that excited you? Is it a combat situation? Nice. Let's go, Philia. Let's do them. Let's update those for you. Sneaky Dweller. I'm trying to find the Dweller. I usually don't find them in Free Ghost. I think they're... Oh, there he is. Oof. Minus 65, minus 52. Sick mount, I've not seen before. Yes, it's a new look. It's a new look that they've only reintroduced recently. It's the €70, what's something like that pack? The big pack with half a year's worth of sub. Uh-huh. Level 61. The Preceptor can manage it on his own. Quest symbol engraving. But. Tu blasé, y a pas eu vent des G-Blops, j'avais mis à côté 30 clés pour l'avoir. Oh, that is sad. Aïe, 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 aïe. To all people that made loads of keys, hoping they would sell them during the event. RIP. RIP. I feel for you. 200 000 kama, yeah, easily. Where is this Drella? Thank you for the XP. You know, that's how it goes. Some people's troubles are other people's opportunities, right? Minus 61, minus 64. Boom. Painted Ankama. No. Golden key. Bow. Send the knight away. Boom. Free win, child. Two days ago I saw Broom and Key was 12k and I could just make them for 6k. I let someone make it and sold a lot of them. Nice. That is good market eye. You spotted the opportunity, you jumped on it. Hello, how are you? How's it going? Ça va aller? Boom! Level 146. Let's fucking go. Now, how crazy would it be for this chest to drop 13,000 roses? Let's go! Oh. The hopium is strong. Yo, Safi, how's it going? Not too bad. How about you? Trying to rush with no cameras. Yeah. Get set for Zach. Where are you, Zach? I've got it, Istos. I've got it. Lord. Fire Lord. Oh, my Fire Lord. Can somebody trade me? There he is. I've lost him. There he is. Oh. So you're sat in here and just rush events to 200 and back to Sarkasha. Maybe. enjoy, Zach. Go get it. And thanks Istos for sorting that one out. Ouh, j'ai quelques roses. Oh, je te les prends, Ophelia, sans façon. J'en ai besoin de 10 000 pour faire mon pourpre. I need 10,000 of roses. And you saw, I just spent 5 minutes running around 3 ghosts and got 100. So, that is 10 hours of running about trying to get roses. With great difficulty. Remember getting this amount of roses per run when you say you need it? Yeah, holy shit, man. It was 25k down to 20 and they were like, that's still a bit much. 15k, 10k, and it's still ridiculously high. I think they should keep it like this, but just increase the likelihood of you getting a big payout or getting a fragment altogether to stop you. It's like giving you 2,000 for free. So it's still something that you need to do, a little bottleneck that increases the difficulty of the quest and keeps the value of the egg a bit high, but at the same time, just give you other opportunities to do it faster than 10 hours of mindless running around. And this is with a tool where you all using a tool. Imagine without it, having to find the clues. God damn. The maximum I've got was 110 or something like that. Imagine without a tool. That is a little version of hell. Une chasse à braque. No, Ophelia. You don't get double roses anymore or anything like that. The only thing that Brakmar and Bonta give you now is double XP on your main hunt. You almost went Holy shit. That is an indictment of the state of that feature. It needs to go fast. Fast. Another free ghost one. No. Minus 70. Cross engraving. Boom. This is my little trick for navigating free ghost. Jump down and then wait. Merci, merci Ophelia. I must run blind, yeah. That's the fam. They're doing alright, they're doing alright. The wife has divorced me, the baby has left the house. My mom has taken the keys of the car and they all left. So I'm having a great time now. Now nobody's bothering me, or I don't eat. I don't need to shower. I can be as loud as I want. So everything in the world is fine. Thank you very much for asking. Compass rose engraving. Compass rose. Grand merci à toi, Ophelia. Et est-ce qu'il a terminé ses 10 000 roses déjà? Je l'ai pas vu finir son pourpre yet. Ça reste à voir. The Ganymede has an app. I'm not using Ganymede because I'm live streaming. And there's enough stuff on my screen already. It's crazy. How many... I think somebody said that when they log in, it's like running an aircraft. Like a Boeing 747. You know, the cockpit and how it looks like. You've got all these buttons that you need to know what they do. I don't want to add another page, Unicron. Oh, 2 lottery chests, let's go. Yo! Yo! What is happening, Artagoon? No! That hurts. The thing that kills me is the hope. It's every click I think to myself, this is it. This is 13,000. Are we getting any fragments? Because I thought that we could do the bounty hunts, you know, the treasure hunt. I got a fragment for the little squirrel and Fracassia, whatever her name is. The 2 Astrub ones that are incredibly hard to find. I've got fragments for them, 1 of each. So if somebody got fragments that I didn't get, we could combine them and do the bounties. Nouvelle technologie, nouveau Uzi, nouvelle horlogerie. Only 2 of them are of interest to me right now, Marimo. The squirrel, Acornedict, and Fracassia. I need to get some water for the hydrates. Where is the bank? Cut. Oh! Fuck!
Is this Accra?
Who is Accra?
Why even Crare? What's Accra?
ماشي احمق. هلا شحال باقي له ديال الوقت باش يوصل؟ لو كوبان. شحال باقي له الوقت باش يوصل؟ God damn, guys. God damn it. God damn it. Fragment. Bruman, yes. A corn addict, yes. Bruman Tinctorius and a corn addict. Oh my god, why do I keep getting loads of messages? Huh? From player True Color Cat Attack. What? What is happening to my chat? Oh, somebody must have linked me something and now it has completely buggered it up. Mastigator, Warrior of the KO. Oh, Mastigator is good. Mastigator will count towards the Emerald quest. Oh my god, my entire chat is completely screwed. No. 3-0 true, false, false, Azurolu, monster group, link color, hashtag. What the hell is happening? Oh yeah. Hello. Whoa! 2 jackpots of 500. What? That is nuts, Artigoon. That is wild. That is amazing. Holy shit. Ba 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 da ba la 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 la. Steamer feu ou eau ou terre? Go feu. Go feu à 100%. You have good AoE and good survivability. It's good, it's good. You can affect movement as well. If you're locked and you need to do a challenge, you can just move everything that you want and put it in range of your turrets. And you have got a spell that hits AoE around your turrets that also evos it. Great. Great element. Knotted checkered cloth. Ooh. How's your perk coming? What is a perk? I haven't placed Perceptors in a really long time. I've asked for 1 potion so I can farm Moolwolf items and stuff, but I didn't get much. Do you still have that potion? Ankama is live. Yo! Mulate ma Mexico. Oh yeah. Oh, let's go. Yeah. Alright, let's do this, boys and girls. And I will silence it for you. Stop audio. Huh? I got the bulb, which you need 3 of. Ah, I see what you mean. Okay, cool. Keep a hold of them for me, please. Thank you very much, Elias. da, 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 da. What? It says two! I think that means 2 people have used the code. Let's go! That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, one of them is me. I've ordered. Because why not? But thank you, whoever did. If you can post... because this is my first time doing some sort of ad campaign or whatever. Just whoever that was, make sure you post your name on this channel so I can do something nice for you later on when we're back to Talkasha. Oh, let's go, Zach. Okay, deal. That's it. Sorted. Nice. It's not a takeaway. It replaces you having to go do the shopping. I've ordered it and I'm honestly surprised by it. They send you a big box of everything that you've ordered, the number of meals for the number of days, and they send you the ingredients. So I've ordered a roast, like a proper chicken roast with pigs in blanket and a salad on the side. And they just send you it separately as if you went to the shop to buy it. But here's the twist. They send you it with the right proportions. So you don't need to have salt, ingredients at home, nothing. They send you everything with the right quantities. So even if you're useless like me in the kitchen and you're lazy as shit, they send you a photo with the right ingredients and you just need to follow the instruction as if you were doing a treasure hunt or something. You know what I mean? It's like opening a wiki page and then just following the instructions, really. And I'm trying it now. I will do a cooking stream to show you how it's like and just discover it myself, because I'm honestly impressed with the quantity of stuff they've sent. It's crazy. It's crazy. And they're terribly generous for the first order. You get a free breakfast for life and you get loads of discounts, but then it's a subscription model. It's just like Netflix. It's like paying a reduced price for the first month of your Netflix thing and then it keeps going. So it's on you to decide whether it's good value or not moving forward. But generally speaking, so far from what I've seen, it's just nuts the amount of stuff that you get. It's the Dofus pour le nouveau of the kitchen. And I thought it was cleverly targeted towards gamers, because we are the type of people that just want the right instructions to follow and are lazy, don't want to go out and shop and stuff like that. So literally, you just have a photo of the meal, place this here, place this here, place this here, open this little bag, mix them together, put it in the oven, start a timer, go back and do your treasure hunts. By the time you hear the beep 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 from the kitchen, go back, sorted, you're all done. Yeah, Zach, I thought so too. It's a good cheat sheet. I can show you what one of them looks like. This is what it looks like. This is a sheet. So this is one of the meals I've ordered, right? And these are all the ingredients with the right quantities on them. And in the back, it just shows you how to do it. It's silly as hell. Place this on this, add the flavoring, heat it for 15 minutes, serve, boom, done. And the good thing is you can keep these, and if you have the ingredients later on, you haven't ordered through them or something like that, you can just replicate them. These are recipes, ready-made recipes, and you get as many as you have ordered. This is what I've ordered. Can you see that? What is it called, this one? Rosemary roast lamb. You can see there's very little salad in what I have ordered. Ham top chicken. Rosemary roast lamb. Salmon. I thought I'd get this for wifey so she doesn't scream at me for only buying meat. A full-on chicken. And whatever this thing is. Mushroom beef. Couple of things for wifey. And the meat stuff for me. But yeah, if you do want to order, use the code at the bottom. So, Hello everyone, we find each other now on a new ANKAMALIVE to go back on this week, this release of Dofus, and I'm accompanied today from the top left, somebody that you haven't seen in a really long time. His last apparition goes back to the troubles of the beginning of the year. Oh, and June, during the migration of legendary items as well. Hello. I'm Talshara, I'm a server dev. So, 2-3 things to say to you today. And to my left, Rebek. Me too, I have appeared sometimes in some lives. Thank you very much. Yeah, and me, Papino, the producer, co-producer Rebek, and I'm the lead producer of Dofus and Dofus Retro. The idea was to of this live was to go back on this week. We knew that there were going to be some sticky points. It was guaranteed. As is the case with every big event, we didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but we knew there was going to be enough content for us to do a live. But we were surprised about what we were going to say finally. Typically, the DDoS, we were not expecting that. That was the absolute worst surprise. The worst surprise we got in this release. It's something that we did not expect at all. Aside from that, we feel like we've had an okay release. Happy with what we were able to achieve with these 3 months, the development months that we've had in Unity. It wasn't very easy. It was a big topic, and we will go back on it. There was loads of topics that we will address during this live, so there's a lot to attack during this live. And the first topic that we want to go back on is the chaotic release. Let's start by talking, as you've said, on the attack DDoS, the attacks that have rhythmed the first few weeks of the... So we're gonna go back on this topic here because we had so many things to go back on. We would try to be as transparent as possible, and he lost his mic. There were so many changes of pace. Some people were not impacted at all because they weren't on, but we saw it important to go back on this topic so that everybody has enough information for how it worked and stuff. So his voice, his audio while speaking sometimes just goes away, goes quiet, and then goes back, and yeah. Alright, they're fixing audio. So, as we were saying, the idea was to go back on these events starting from Thursday. That's why we have Shara. As we can say, he's absolutely at the forefront. He's at the forefront of all of this that was happening. So we wanted to mention the biggest question around which this event was centered. And let's see what he has to say. So, when it comes to denial of service attacks, it has started a while. At the start of the update, when we released, we had attacks that were localized at the shop, at the subscription pages, and it didn't take long before it arrived to the game servers. So on the website, we had it from Tuesday, from 4 PM until 9 PM for a good 5 hours. Starting from 9, it started to mellow down. But for people who wanted to subscribe last moment to join the event rush, were not able to. But then again, after it mellowed down on Thursday, it has come back methodically. And the situation has evolved massively since then, throughout the week. We have restarted servers to pass correctives. The correctives are working, but the attacks change in nature naturally, just like us. They evolve. It's an arms race. We upgrade, they evolve in their ways, we patch that, and we're trying to find the best thing to do as far as solutions without having to restart the server every 2 minutes, because the first effect that is ultra negative that happened to you were desynchronization data between the game and the servers, which has resulted in the only rollback that we had to do on the Cal 6. So we had to go back to 3 PM of the same day later on. It was the only server that was really truly impacted of this, and that is why we've done a lot of maintenance, because we had to secure our infrastructure, secure our ways of doing things, because what you know now you have fluctuations at the level of the connection, but the server is secure. It should not, there shouldn't be any rollback. The priority is absolutely to secure the software side of the server so that it's perfectly safe, and now we're okay. We feel like we're in a good place with it. Now what stays a lot, the only problem we're still trying to deal with are disconnections. When we get attacked, well, the internet connection just blows up and you get disconnected. We had loads of attacks. If you see disconnections like that, it is this DDoS attacks. It is an attack on your server. Right now, it is usually 6 and 5 and 10 occasionally. These are the 3 principal ones. We had a little bit of a problem on Helmina itself. I think it's the only historical server that was attacked, but really these are the only ones. And the key from our side, we don't know. We're supposing, we think that some of you are bothered that there's no guarantee to what I'm saying, but we feel and suspect that some people that run bots are bothered by our new measures they've discovered when we release the game, and they have lots of free time and they're using it this way to attack us and deny us service and disconnect you, and we're just keeping in mind on this type of attack, our attitude is secure servers and avoid rollbacks at all costs. It has affected us greatly, the team, especially during the weekend. We are all running on very little sleep. Some teams who have not slept at all, they've been putting in the hours overtime, and I want to say thank you to Lady, who has been in the office for the whole weekend and is part of the teams that you don't know, that you never see, but have saved servers this weekend with our presence and everything. But thank you so much, Lady, for securing, and Talshara as well, who have secured the servers and are constantly present. Ungodly hours, waking up at 2 hours to do obligatory maintenance or security patch. It's never fun, but it's necessary to ensure that you have the best quality gaming from this side here generally. Yeah. Rebek, I have something to add, so it's added something. I always have something to add. Concretely, right now, we have some protections that are fictitious, and as Papino said earlier, if I needed to quantify it, when there is an attack on a server, it took about 10 to 15% of the people on the server get disconnect, and then the server gets in a secure mode, like a shell, protective shell, and it stops people joining, so that when you're disconnected, you don't necessarily have the ability to join, so you have to wait about 5 minutes for the server to tank the attack, secure itself, and then allow new joiners. So, and as we said, not all servers were touched. Some servers went through and were completely ignored, but we still put the same security protocols and maintenance. So whenever we have something new that saves a server, we apply it to all of them, and that's why you're all affected by it, so that if they decide to switch from 6 to 3, you're good. So we didn't receive any complaints, we haven't received any letter, any angry emails. Yeah. People are continuing to enjoy attacking us. We haven't received any blackmail letters. We haven't received any letters asking for something. They seem to just be having fun with it. They haven't stated their intentions or their reasons for doing this. We feel like it's gratuitous in such a joyful event. We're hopeful. We cross our fingers and we hope to rest. So that, yeah, and work on more interesting features than anti-DDoS safety protocol. But in any case, we will continue adding safety, piling them up until it becomes fully safe and you see no difference in the game whether there's an attack or not. And I just want to add, Rebecca is saying, this is the first time that we receive attacks of this veracity, of this viciousness and frequency. We've never seen anything like that. But the occasion was too beautiful for those people to miss it, and they didn't miss it. But at least now, it has pushed us to set that as a priority, work on the necessary protection, and we're good for the future, we feel. We've given a lot of interest to these unsavory people. Let's pass to something a bit more interesting, something more jovial, and let's go towards the week, the month that we've had. So, I want to thank Talshara for being here with us. We don't want to hold you any longer than this, but and yeah, it was the first question that we've had from the community. And the first thing he said during this entire event is, can I just stay for 10 minutes, give you my bit and then go? Because he's got loads of work to do and he's needed by the rest of the team. So thank you very much for being here, Tashara, and see you later. Thank you very much. There's a lot of people who have brought this up to us, and it is one of the topics that we need to talk about during this live. It's the bugs, right? It's the elephant in the room. We're not going to shy away from it. Like, as we say here, everything is good. Talshara just pulled the entire wiring on the floor with him. So as we said, the absolute priority of the teams, namely the dev client team and every other one, because there's not just devs and bugs in the porting itself. So the absolute top priority is to be able to correct these bugs as soon as possible, knowing very well that we can say it today. Next Tuesday will be the last maintenance, the last time servers will cut and disconnect you for us to do things. So later on there will be client updates, patches, not necessarily every Tuesday, they could be on a Thursday and stuff like that, so we can be the most proactive and to correct as quickly as possible the bugs that are annoying for you. If I can cite them, generally there's the timeline challenges, a lot in creature mode, it just messes a lot. The spell in Colosseum that just gives you grays out stuff. It was present, we knew about it dev side. It's something that we will try and globally patch as soon as possible and not wait a week for it to take place. So for the spell one, we want to try and patch it between now and Thursday, because now me myself, I've done Koli, Papino speaking. Oh my god, it was a constant bug. It bothered me having to reconnect. It was a hellhole. So yeah, we're aware of it. And there will be a change of pace that we will have so that things were quicker on moving for patching than waiting for a weekly schedule. So there are other problems that impact the experience in the game and that are so grieving, like Colosseum, when you can't change, when you can't pick challenges, when the timeline is not there, or these are impactful ones. And there's another category of bugs that are more minor. Text that aren't properly showing, the centering, these degrade less your experience of the game, but on a very lengthy gaming session, it can have an impact, like the autofollow and autofocus. And for these two in particular, I just want to say that this is a very big priority, and we want you to have the best quality of life for the next few weeks, and that is why the devs are on it. I can't tell you exactly when they will fix it, but they're on it. It's the top priority. The other thing that has received top priority is the Soul marketplace. It was trying to sell Arc Monsters was incredibly hellish, and we've spotted this. We're going over it, and yeah, we're going. We've got a fix for it, and it's. I have seen a hot fix with the team before I came here. It looks to be good, and we're coming to sort it. And you, what is your absolute worst bug? Can you tell us about your worst bug that you've dealt with? That's our next Reddit event. What is your worst bug? So we can give them back a proper... Yeah, so tell us now in chat or on the forum later, but we have seen it pass the... markets, Colosseum, some invisible NPCs. A lot of them have been corrected already, but creature mode, yes, I see that in chat, is absolutely one of our priority. The challenges, these are up there. Yeah, so I think if I have to say two, top three is creature mode, markets, and autofollow. Nileza was fixed today. I need to check this, but I'm sure it's pretty much it has been fixed. and everything cosmic disruption, we'll talk about it later. There will be a big corrective pass that has been done today, so now it should be much better this week, but we'll still talk about it. Somebody in chat is saying you have 50 priorities that you've just mentioned now, and Papino's answer is it's not that we have 50 priorities, we have 50 big problems and we're trying to juggle the priorities because the quality of game for you is our top priority. Whether it be creature mode, auto follow, markets and things like that, these are really vital parts of the game, the center, the crux of your gameplay. You interact with them a lot, so we want to fix them, and these are our top, that's why we say this is our top priority. And these things, so a lot of you will feel some bugs that you think are minor but will impact older players that have been playing 10-15 years and have habits. So we're not saying that some are less important than others. We're just prioritizing the one that affects the most players. But we realize that even the smaller ones can have big impact on old players that have established habits. Oh, okay. Quiet time. I think we have seen everything in terms of bugs. I don't know if we have any news. Oh, on the markets, BAK. It's available on the website. Starting Thursday. In game, we have passed the corrective, so now you should be. Oh, it's only accessible for us internally, and we're seeing the tests. So we're certain that when we release, it's so sensitive. We want to be 1000% sure that when we release it, it should work for you. We want to be sure. Yeah, so we will update it on the next update. We will activate it in the next update. The breed-in interface is a lot fatter. There's the bug aspect of it that we need to address, but there's an ergonomic aspect that we're working on, and we don't have much. Chat colors that reset. Yeah, and this shouldn't take long to be patched. This one in particular, the invisibility bug of Shram. Yep, it is something that we will clearly work in the next few days. This was for the bug side. As you can see here, let's talk about the HD pack. Alright, go on, Papino, tell us. So, on the HD pack, we needed to deliver it today. We had a little bit of delay, and it will arrive later on this week on Thursday. Everything's going well, but we had a little bit of change of infrastructure for the porting of Dofus 3. Which delayed it, but also we have a new thing. We want to propose a HD pack and a 4K pack so that it adapts to your screen type. So if you have 1920p, don't go on the 4K pack. You will have loads of disgusting pixels. The rendering won't be great. If you're on 1080p, just go for HD. And we've made the HD pack was technically 2K, and 4K was if you have big monitors and big, but you can always do the tests and try and see which one works for you and you adapt. But generally, this is why we have taken time to propose two qualities to two variant configuration. For those of you who have more modest configuration, it's easier for you to just use the HD pack, and for those of you who have more serious, you have the 4K for all the pixels that you have got. And it's arriving Thursday. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't expected for this porting. It's something that we've added last minute because it was a good ask from the entire community. You all wanted it, we understand, so we've added it to the scope, which was not part of the porting. So this is scope creep. We did not expect to be working on this, and we feel like we've done well with this, and it's arriving on Thursday with the double option that you have. So immediately, the two priorities that we have is the correction of bugs, so that for the end of year period, there's as little bugs as possible, and that you're able to use the HD pack and have the best possible experience. And if we want to go a bit more long term, we have talked to you about it during the last live. There's another work that will be done, a colossal work that it's not coming to now, it's arriving for the March update, and we want to take the time to remind you of release +7. Some of you have thought the game, to give us your return on the interfaces, things that have bothered you the most during this release, things that have the pins, the biggest thorns in your back, the least ergonomic things. So we're really keen to hear your feedback now in chat or in the forum later on, so that we can gauge the temperature. We've done a poll 2 months ago to see which ones we should do the interfaces. We've retouched the 5 principal ones. The ones that you've raised have been modified since, the top 5, and we want to take time to see what happened now that we've modified them. Do they still need further modification? Are they good as they are? And yeah, knowing very well that, to my mind, the most priority interfaces are the ones that we need to attack right now, are chat, professions, breeding. These 3 are out of the top 5. I'm seeing a lot of people in chat that are showing us some bugs about the search, achievements and things like that. No. Here, I'm talking about functional and ergonomic. It's how agreeable it is to use and answers your expectations. But what we can say confidently is that the chat is not answering anybody's expectations. It is something that needs a near total revamp. Professions as well, the fact that it opens directly on your progression, whereas you just want to see progression and recipes at the same time. So it's something that we want to bring to you, so that the interface is answering your expectation and meets it. So we're going to go we're going to go from the start and try and propose them on the beta, and we're taking the time to exchange with you so that you tell us which ones we should prioritize. I have seen a handful of times the markets. The markets do have a priority, the markets in particular. I have myself sometimes seen professions, breeding pass. Yeah, he's just reading chat, it's so confusing. In any case, we will go back to you at the start of the year to confirm properly. I think we're going to do like we've done last time, at the end of the last year. We'll show you the work we've done and make sure that we're going in the right direction for you, get your feedback, and make sure that the last work of the last 6 months, plus everything that is to come before the release in March, will be fantastic. So let's go to the next one. Now let's talk about numbers upon release. Right. We have had loads of requests, but thank you so much, data team. We've bombarded them with requests. Give us numbers about the release, what is needed, what is necessary. So for the beta phase, the data we requested was to do balancing and make informed changes. But here it was so that we have an idea about how it went for you, and to be able to go back on this first week, just see what it was like generally. So the average level and median, they're quite similar between mono and multi account, which is surprising. So this data right here have been taken from up this morning, during the maintenance this morning. So our average level is 67 and median level around 59. It has improved massively compared to the beta phase 1. He's level 84, Papino. He's like, why are you guys slacking? And next we have we will go back on the cosmic disruptions later on, but as I can see here, there's quite there's quite a big disparity. Some people are 170, 110, 140, and there's a lot who are less than this number. But the idea is to make everyone happy with the cosmic disruptions next week. So we've gotten the primordial Dofus data. This is multi and mono account. You guys don't sleep at all to have 63 crimson and 11 emeralds. It's crazy, because I don't even have the Dokoko yet. You guys are so fast. That is nuts. We were able to recoup data for other Dofuses, but between all the other ones, the number is variable. So the Calyptus, for example, the Dofawa, they have massive number that has been generated, but the quest ones that are slower, there's less of them. But 11 emerald Dofus, wow, you really had to go for it, man. That is crazy. You can tell those 11, there was an intense focus from day one for them. So yeah. And here we wanted to push the 2 players who were able to reach level 200 in first, and the other one, the Gathering, the first 200 level and the first 200 in gathering profession. I didn't put all the gathering professions. I've put the only 201 agriculture farmer. The 4th of December at 2 p.m. What the hell? After 14 hours and 25 minutes of play, reached farmer level 200. Holy shit! What? What? Knowing very well that fisherman, it took about an hour extra for the first one to reach it. Wow. And some people have agricultor was the name of the guy, and the other one was Feka, who has reached level 200. We don't know him. We're discovering him rush side. It's a joke. After 85 hours and 16 minutes, he reached level 200. And for those of you who want to know, we're incredibly vigilant on these numbers and facts. We have already had some bands that were delivered who made some crazy numbers animation side, and we're keeping an eye. And Feka in particular, despite all the feedback we've got, it is legit. We have looked into it. It's a crazy performance, but we have checked and it's legit. And he was battling very narrowly with the second person who narrowly caught up to him and won. And yeah, so congratulations. Congratulations. Gelano drops. One of the most fabled drops that we've added during this update. For the mono account, there was 774 Gelanos dropped and a bit less on the multi account, which is freaking amazing. God damn. God damn. I was surprised because I honestly was expecting bigger numbers than this, but the drop rate, everybody was worried that we would generate too much of them, but I'm pleasantly happy with the numbers. Yeah. It's still an exceptional drop, which takes time in preparation and a lot of luck, so we're happy with the numbers. So there's a lot of people who crafted it and didn't drop it, but yeah. Given that we've simplified the drop, the craft, a couple of attempts to drop it that are unsuccessful is enough for you to be able to craft it without having to grind the dungeon any further. I don't have the numbers for the crafts, but there's certainly a lot more crafts on the multi than mono account, of course. And last one, the blue Shasha blues, the Biomeo blues. There's 180,000. The little Shasha, the little Biomeo, has been helped 180,000 times, and there's 20,000 murderers of you out there that have crushed it. We were trying to find some interesting percentages and stuff, but there you go. Try and help him and then crush him is we're not gonna take it hard on you, but you do you. And the last data that we have are equipments, monsters, and the most killed bosses. So the mono account, there was an incredible boost of the Zest ring on mono account during a peculiar stream. A lot of hat people, some people wearing hats, decided to go and just craft this ring during a stream, and it was crafted 450,000 times. 500,000 of those were crafted on mono account. And the capsule lock on the multi account were crafted 250,000 times, but that is part of a quest, and it does make sense. But this one surprised us a lot, the 500,000 one. Yeah. And same for monsters. Without any surprise, 55 million peewees were killed in the first week, of which 14 million were killed in 1 hour during the release. 1 hour. Yeah. We need to get revenge on from the community. And to nobody's surprise, Cardo was the boss that nearly was killed 1,000,000 times, and the Kickroach 500,000 times. multi and mono account all confounded. It does make sense because the first events and the first levels are these guys. This is it for stats, very quickly. This was the release for you. As we've said, these were more stats to go back on a humoristic way. Go back over the numbers. Not to get any conclusions about balancing or anything like that. Just not because there was 500,000 Zestering crafted that we're going to do something about it. We're not worried about anything. This is just for fun. So we can sort of look at the release first week and what it looked like, what you guys were up to. And that was it for the Q&A, the first part. We can answer, now we can do the Q&A now. If you have any questions, I see that you had loads of them. There's another part that is coming for the Back to Rush event. We're not going to pick a billion questions, but if you have some, just hit us up. We'll take a break and just answer some of yours. What, guys, I'm not translating. What thing surprised you the most from this thing so far? Is it the peewees? Is it the crafts? The GPS potion on so the NPC, when you trade them, they don't give you the potion and the pets mount separately. They will be fixed. We haven't found the best formula. There will be compensation for the cosmic disruptions, but we feel like it's not enough given what has happened. It's part of the compensation that we wanted to do were new events to compensate the one that were lost. So what we've done this weekend had a terrible effect on the Saturday. The correctives we've added server side had a bad effect for the weekend. Yes, there will be compensation. If anything, one free sub day, but we don't think it's sufficient, so we will go further. So the moment we find the right formula, we will communicate it to you. Normally this week, the moment everything stabilizes and we are able to advance on this answer. For me, compensokens are a bit too strong on the Pioneer service, so we're trying not to do that because they will have a big impact. We'll try, we might even go on 2 types of servers to sort of give the Pioneer a sort of reward compensation and a different one for the established one. We'll see. We've gotten the data from there will be no compensation or rewards for people who reached the threshold level 200 first and things like that. We just wanted to collect the data. For server transfers between Pioneers servers, we don't have a date yet. To now, we don't have a date, an exact date and time for the reactivation of the transfer potions. We'll go back to you when we have something. Oh yeah. For real-time transfers, it has really worked. We're happy with it. We were able to adjust stocks, and people that we found that it was balanced on all servers, all the decal servers. The populations are quite similar, except maybe the 12 that is a bit more populated than others. But other than that, all of them have similar type populations, which is really cool. So there won't be any servers needed on these servers soon, and we're happy with that. And it gives us a good basis for temporises that will allow us to regulate populations. It's a good formula that we'll use in the future. And for multi-accounting, we have Mikal 1 and Mikal 2, who are the international ones. They are a bit less populated, and necessarily some people don't want to transfer to the server. So for these, we will see when we will need to fuse these two. We don't know yet, but we're keeping an eye on it. So, for the population on the servers, all the mono account population are incredibly well populated from 1 to 12. We have zero worries, and we need to see how it evolves during the next few weeks with Christmas holidays, which means a lot of players will get back to Dofus around this time, and maybe we will open new servers, who knows. For the multi-server accounts, like Ribek said, Mikal 1 and 2, we are planning to fuse soon. But all the other ones are comporting themselves very well. There's loads and loads of players. I know that I know that you're asking for numbers, but I can tell you the highest concurrent number. What was that? What was the number? 660,000? What was the number? On Whoa! Individual unique account 500,000. What the hell? That is crazy. So maybe 600,000 was the maximum number. 660,000 was the maximum numbers, and 500,000 individual accounts. What? What? And they're keeping an eye for the next few weeks on the servers that need fusing, but the only one in their radar is the international one, Mikal 1 and Mikal 2. I think we will be able to host some new people on the plateau, so we can talk about Back to Rush, the server release. We will get 2 game designers. I don't know how we're going to organize this. Should we just go ahead and do it, or when it comes to transfers, some of you have seen you can't transfer on all servers. There's a defined stock that is defined on every. Cool, who sat on the mic, blew up our ears. So we have stocks that are defined at the level of populations per server. So we were saying they have similar type populations, but there were 3 or 4 that are approaching the maximum possible for the server, the max capacity. So you can see that there's little to no places on the server, so server transfers are incredibly hard to... I put the stocks myself, so around 11 is the best time to check. That's when I put the stocks. So towards the end of the day, around midday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. French midday French time, that's when he releases the stocks and you can do your server transfers. Good to know. That's good to know. Hello everyone, how you doing? How you doing? Tired? We suspected you might be tired. Who are you, for those of you who don't know? Oh, his mic. Yeah. Game designer on Dofus, both of them. Yola and Cool. The fabled colleagues, one of the best duos. So, we've invited you today so we can go back on the beginning of this Dofus 3 rush, because there was a lot of changes game design wise. And there was an event that was designed to accompany the Pioneer server release. So we want to go back with you on everything. Let's communicate some numbers, some data to the community and give them a sort of expert summary and analysis of what the first week looks like. They're struggling with tech. Right, last time you came during the live was the 5th of November when we talked about the event of Back to Rush. So now we're going back on the different points, different teams, and everything around the cosmic disruption. So the first thing we want to see is the repetition, the spread of characters and players. We have seen on Discord, we had a feeling, but now we have actual real data. So as you can see here, as you expected, all of you, there's a 35% of all the players chose to be part of Carmine Corp, right? Yeah, so they've got the 1/3 of the total population, which is crazy. So the whole event was designed so that not necessarily the biggest teams in terms of total player that wins. It does help, but it's balanced so that only the first 500 have the most impact. So Ankama 25%, Aegis is 8, Solaris 10, and Gentlemet is 22. It's not a perfect spread, but this has not stopped Aegis from shining in the ladder. To go back on the points. During the event Back to Rush, there's 3 ways, well, there's 4 ways to gain points. The first one is by doing Pioneer achievements. The first people to do an achievement gain points for their team, right? There's a lot that were already unlocked. The second way is on the generals of different teams that can win teams. On all the teams, on practically all of them, they have sort of similar points. The generals, they have managed 20, 25 out of the 30 things that they needed to. There is, yeah, Gentlemate are lagging behind, and they've sent us some point tonight or later on this evening. I'm seeing a Nikov who's back on the grind, but Gentlemates, they could do a bit more points general side, because all the other teams are smashing it, they're progressing really hard, and it has given us some incredibly fun moments on stream, like Mr. V, Chapo Chapo, where he has been power leveled for professions to get 100, and they had some people in their team that rushed the level so they can rush them back and do dungeons with them. We've seen lots of help community wise and stuff like that, which is great. Yeah, so Gentlemate generals are lagging behind, but for all the other four, there wasn't a big disequilibrium or lack of balance. The third way was Cosmic Disruption, we'll talk about it later, and the fourth one was globally the functioning of the event. So every Tuesday there's points that are attributed depending on the global progression of... I'm gonna stop talking, I'll let you... Let's leave the game designers talk. Globally, we have 14 criteria that are different. So XP, runes created, crafts, and of these four criteria, we will take 500 of the most performing one on every single server, and we see how many points they have on these criteria, and we will do a ranking, and we have K-Corp first and Kama second, and we'll give them 1,800, 600, 400 points, and we do that on every single server. We do that, and we give attribute to every server the points, and then we gather all the server points and we tally them, and that goes towards the global progression. Quite insane system, we like it. So this morning we have added the numbers. Can somebody please link me in chat so I can see where we are? We've taken into account everything between mono and single. Because of this global progression, Carmine Corp has secured first spot again this morning. As we've said, we take 500 most performing, but as we've said, if there's a bigger team generally like Carmine Corp, the 500 will be of better quality because they are competing for those 500, whereas the other ones might lag a bit behind. So the ranking for the first few weeks, the points are quite tight. First team Carmine Corp, despite the general progression from this morning, has enlarged the enlarged the distance a little bit, but we're telling the Ankama team to go and do a bit more because we have been overtaken by Carmine Corp recently. But there were many moments where there were takeovers, changes of who's first, second, but as we said, the generals impact on the very first week will be determining factor of the first few ranking, but over the long term it's not going to be as impactful because then the majority of the player will make the most points. But as we said, the changes that you guys have said during the first week were changing a lot was due to the generals that are participating in this event. They sometimes took time to send us screens and we didn't update, and when they did, we did update and it changed everything, and everything go, yeah. So Tuesday, every single Tuesday until the 7th of January, every Tuesday. So there's 4 global progression bits where we will update the snapshot. So go back on it. Let's go back on the data team has given us the records. We try to find one record on one general of every team. So on the first team, 241,000 XP. Who is the second? 27,000. He's the second general to reach 27k XP. The overpods general, I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, he had farmed. He had farmed wood a lot. He had 550 ashwood when everybody else had less than 20. So, yeah. So he has put in the work and we clearly can see he's a profession guy. Max number of jellies killed. The first one is 155 and the second one was about 60. And here we can see Solari, they're try-harding. They had some objectives like Gelano, there's no time to waste. They also had the number 1 Peewees killed. Yeah. So they farmed whatever game they play Solari, they're here to farm. And they put in the numbers. And Squeezy, the only record we find where he was outstanding is the record of failed chows. 66% of the chows that he had were failed. We really went scraping the bottom of the bar. Look, we tried. Yeah. He will tell us that he has at least dropped a Gelano unlike everybody else. Yeah, he dropped 1 out of 7. And the Gelano he dropped was on double failed challenges that he failed himself. And the number of times that is Kameto. Oh, the highest level, 185. He's already level 185. He's the highest level general in a solo account. He's getting a lot of help. And my god, the sessions he has put in. Yeah, he went very opti with gear and boss. It's Mr. MV, yes, this one. Yeah, so he had loads of help. We had a bit of a trouble at the start of and he spends a lot of time doing shaver crits where people give him cash and one people gets all the cash. He did lots of events at the Trill Fair. We have seen what you guys have been up to. We have seen 100k participation for the event and stuff. He also had the record of maximum deaths, where he died 90 times, where everybody else is going around 40 times. Now, let's go back on the 4th way of the cosmic disruptions. And for those of you who don't know, and I feel like there's a lot of questions that have come back on this very topic. It's a new feature that has worked quite a lot. The rewards are a bit more interesting on new servers. We find it interesting. This was specifically to unlock rewards or resources that were not easy to generate at the server start, like nuggets, pebbles, and give cosmetics to some cosmetics that were not available on these servers, and to bring features that will help us later on to bring you new events, change our ways of how you evolve your character. So you go and fight monsters in a different way, make some areas more interesting. So let's go back. I see lots of questions on this topic. On the various problems that you guys have come across. On the first week, we can say it. There were some problems. We no need to shy away from it. Without going any far, I wanted to remind you on the tiers functioning. We will go back on this later on the fact that there was no cosmic disruption on Monday, yesterday, and the weekend. So a lot of people were not able to delock their tier 1. And can you tell us what is it and why were they? So tiers are literally linked to the mob level and family. The median was level 50 for week 1, so it's certain that some that rushed are over level 100 waiting for tier 2 and everything, but it's still a minority of players. We have already adapted the calendar for this, so starting from this week there will be tier 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa! What? You can choose the tiers that you want starting from this week, so you can do the sparkling pebble one if you are at that tier. Holy shit! Holy shit! What? So for this second week there will still be tier 1, so you'll still be able to progress in your tier 1 and finish it and delock the rewards from tier 1. But every time there's an event, you will be able to pick which tier you want. We've shared the calendar on Twitter around 2 p.m. earlier. I haven't seen it. Can somebody link it, please? And now we will put it in the presentation and go back on it later on. Right, so the rewards. Let's go back on the various problems that happened that impact the cosmic disruption at the release. So the first problem was rewards. On the first day, the cosmic disruption, where there was lots of people. Some people did not receive their rewards. And up till today, where it was corrected, on the bosses as well, there were perturbation. There were problems with getting them. So some people did not have their events accounted. So it's the person who kills the boss that gets the +1, the point. And that would get the participation token. And that's why you see like it hasn't counted. This we've corrected. So now everyone in the fight gets the participation token. Whereas the mob, it's the kill that gets you the point. So for the events where you have to kill mobs, it's better to do your kills on your own to get points. Whereas now on the dungeons, grouping up will allow you to get the point per fight against the mob. And it has already been corrected this morning. So now the 7 p.m. one or 8 p.m. one, whichever one it is, you can go and you can go 4, 8. You all get the points if you kill the boss fight. And the other problem that we had on the perturbation was the release on Monday. So there were too many cosmic perturbations at once. And now we've changed them to Wednesday. But we've profited from that to pass the corrective. We had another problem on the cosmic disruption yesterday, which did not release at all. Any of them. So we've corrected these. This morning we've corrected them. So next Monday will be okay. And the other one were bottlenecks in dungeon bosses. Where you get in and you can't get a fight. So now we have gone up to 10 10 groups of monsters. And even if that is not sufficient on some bosses, we will duplicate and augment the number if that is not enough. As you know, on the first week there were only 2 cosmic disruption, either a dungeon or the other. Whereas now from this week there will be 4 in parallel depending on which tier. So maybe the players will be, yeah, we foresee that there will be 4 times less concentration. Yeah. Yeah. They're running the math. But essentially the point they're trying to say is there will be less population. So you can't do all 4 at once. You have to pick a tier and do them. And this is what we were saying at the level where it's adapted so that you do, depending on your level, you can get at least 1 cosmic perturbation that is of interest to you. So if you're high level, the high level is the Owaimi dungeon. I don't know if it's El Pico this week. Tier 3 is El Pico. Tier 4 is the Tier 1. Yeah, so you pick the one that you want. El Pico, Crackler, or Quaqua and Sponge. So they give you different things. In Tier 3 and Tier 4, they have the number of points that you get is doubled in Back to Rush. And the monster of Tier 2, what this is, gives you 1 nugget, 2 nuggets, 3 nuggets. And if you do multiple tiers, you only get the last one you've done. It's the last one that will count. So you can't do, yeah. There will be tier 4, but starting from next week, not this week. Yeah, the end game dungeons, but we haven't released them yet. So the calendar is available on Twitter, and we will put this on Discord as soon as possible. So for those of you who didn't manage to do 10, so there will be more, as we've said, on top this week. So you can do more this week to get the old one. And so you have until week 3 or 4 to finish your T1 rewards. I think maybe even the last week there will be the Christmas Island tier 1, the whatever it's called. And this is why we're not communicating the calendars long term. For example, the second week we've adapted it to your progress so that there are dungeons that correspond to your progression and things like that. So it's really hard to estimate how many of you will be in which tier. We know that the best are already 200 now, and so we're trying to update to the average. We know it's not going to touch everyone, but we're trying to catch as many people as possible. And just so you know, there will be 5 weeks of Cosmic Disruption. We've already done week 1, and the last one will be the Monday 6th January evening. That will be the last one. So, to go back on the calendar here very quickly. On the second week, there's 3 tiers. As we've said, it is to be found on Twitter. On week 3, 4, 5, we will share the calendar on a Monday or maybe a Tuesday during the maintenance so that you have good visibility and see what you need to do over the week. On this second week, you can see there's still tier 1, but there's also tier 2, knowing very well that at the end, there will only be one tier 1 and one tier 2. But tier 3, there will only be one. We consider there will be less players, as we've seen on the average, that are really at this level, tier 1. It's starting to move away from that. I'm seeing some dungeons that are... yeah. I've already started receiving requests for Lord Crow. Soon. Nice. And that was it for the Back to Rush part. We're keen to hear your feedback. You have any questions, anything that you want us to go back on? Any we're here if you want to tell us whoa. Tactical mode. I've seen from the start the question about tactical mode. So it is not being advanced, researched. Nothing is being done with it. It is something that I consider something that requires a bit of research with dev clients. The demand, the request keeps coming back. It's very well requested. It is this request is also asked for game comfort, not just legibility of maps. I can't tell you when. I can't give you a specific date or time, but I can't say this day in particular it will be present and put in the game. But I think I'm gonna start looking. It's too recurrent a request to ignore, and starting from this week I will start talking with the team about it. Keys are droppable during disruption, cosmic disruption. During the cosmic disruption, only on the boss you have 10% chance to drop the key. The subscription pack, we will put them back on the. I need to speak with the team, but end of this week they will be purchasable via Allgreens. The Kama exchange Allgreens is coming at the end of this week. We're running tests and stuff. Questions about the duration of the cosmic disruption. I saw that you wanted to make them 2 hours. The real constraints is if you disconnect, you don't get your reward. But yeah, if for any reason you're unavailable during the 2 hours, if there was a way to get the rewards while disconnected at the end of the event, we would have made it 2 hours, but we don't have that. You need to be logged in at the end of the event so that you can get it. And we thought 1 hour is, if you've missed the information, you need to be connected until the distribution of the rewards. So if some of you lost rewards because you can't see them at the reconnection time, you've lost it because you need to be logged in at the time of distribution of rewards to obtain them. All the axis of improvement for the cosmic disruption. If you don't have Twitter, how do you get the information? That's the question. In the future, we want to have an interface in game, whether it be ladders, whether it be communication, whether it be events, whether it be anything to do with the game. This is what we want to do. Bring information to you in the game so you don't have to have any social media outside to get it. The client team was incredibly occupied right now and they had loads of work. So if we asked them to make, for the cosmic disruption, to make new interfaces and add a ladder in game and things like that, they would have thrown bottles at us. The most important thing for them to do is in-game fights, what is it called? Interfaces, markets. The idea is in a V2 of these, next one, the strict minimum was to work on chat, bugs and things like that, rather than just tell, the minimum feedback that we can give you that we've ensured is information in chat to everyone. V2 of it is develop this feature just for the back to rush. We have imagined it, designed it for events, for the future, for the following of the project. You will see this during the rest of the year moving forward. So there will be a second version, a V2 of it, and we will improve it. We will include it in the game. It doesn't mean there will be cosmic perturbation. It's just the system, the way, just to stop you FOMOing. It's not the goal of Dofus to have permanent features like this. It's not the idea of the project. It's not cosmic perturbation. It's the system behind it that allow us to spawn monsters or increase the speed of thing. It is, yeah, this is for a month, but we don't want to keep this permanently. But we could do this in events, and there is a V2 that will be coming and integrated in the game in a specific platform with ladder, so you can get all the data you want and stuff like that. When will you finish Sylvan Dofus? 2025. Yeah. I'm seeing the question come back, and I don't have a clear opinion. It's the class change in Pioneer. It's something. Just to give you an idea, we have stopped during the first few weeks. That was our objective, that it doesn't become biased or denatures the rush. We don't have a date for it. Game design, it breaks the achievements, the Pioneer achievements and stuff. Once all the top 5 level 200 in every class, we think we will just add it because there's no real reason for us to keep it. Yeah, but we have to have, from the moment we have 5 level 200 in every class, in every server, it's fine then, we will release it because it won't affect our game design side. It won't break our systems. So at this point right here, we will release it. So keep that in mind. Go XP, rush your classes. We need to reroll Uginax. Hard. We say this, but regardless of class, there will always be 5 people who will be the most on it, and it's usually the less hype classes. This has come a lot for the first few weeks. Cosmetics with transfers. So the system pay attention to this please. The cosmetics have changed a lot in 3.0. Now it's an object, and when you consume it, it is added to your cosmetics tab. It's no longer an object then. It is a cosmetic that is linked to this server. We've made this modification in part so that in a similar server, if you have one cosmetic, you can equip it on all the characters of the same server, right? So when you transfer a character, you don't have the cosmetics that are linked to it because it's not an object that you can take with you. It's server side. So before transferring, you have to change the cosmetic into an object so that it is in your inventory and then transfer, or you can recreate a character on that server where you had the cosmetic. The object will be there, the cosmetic will be saved. Even though you don't have a character, it will still be saved on the server, and you'll be able to recoup it. You turn it into an object, and then you can transfer and recoup it. So for those of you who missed that information, there is the final word on it, so you know how it works in the background. The question was, can you remove pebbles from crafts? It's a very sensitive topic internally. It touches PvP, how the economy works. Just take a decision to give, between inverted brackets, to give them in a beginning server rush. This was a bit touchy, and it took us a while to decide to do that. There's a lot of people who are saying just delete pebbles. There's another people who will start screaming, why would you, the only way of making camas for me in a PvP. It's easy to say just delete. Deleting is not the solution. When you have recipes and stuff like that and you delete something, you'll have loads of problems. I don't do AVA, I can just say remove nuggets. Somebody doesn't do treasure hunt, remove the roses of sand. I don't do dreams, remove the reflections. And then what do we end up with? You all have your items in 10 minutes, and then what? We are also able, we keep this in mind, as game designers, we keep in mind that we have to give you things to do to obtain things that you do. So it's not simple for you to say just delete this and everybody gets their sets in 10 minutes and then what, you get bored of the game. It's a big problem. It's complicated. We don't want to say yes or no. It's a system that exists longer than us, and we want to find a good solution for it. Just to say, the impact of pebbles and things like that, with the revamp of the recipes and the pioneer achievement success that give you pebbles, we tried to ease the pressure. There are two imperative, and it's the marker of the economy. It shouldn't come from PvP because it is a PvM game generally. I understand this, but to remove it 100%, that would be so negative for the economy and the game in general. And once we remove the let's say we remove the pebbles, you'll just go to substrates and alloys and things like that, and we can't open the door to you telling us to delete this, delete that. It's an endless race, and then you just start, yeah, and then you go professions and there's bots and everything is linked. You will always find bottlenecks and problems. We accept you telling us that there's problems with this is hard, this is annoying, and we try and ease that part of the game, but to just delete things like that, it's not. We test things. We're not going to tell you we're going to keep everything as it is. We're going to try how to make them more accessible, or the idea we work on is how to ease the pressure of something that you dislike rather than completely remove it, so you still have the difficulty of obtaining it while not impacting the economy. He's talking about Sadi in 1v1. People want to delete things. We'll next go to classes. For now, we don't have plans to fuse Colosseum from Pioneer and historical servers. We don't have any plans to do that yet. Fuse, just so nobody gets scared. We don't want to fuse Colosseum matchmaking. They're separated now, so because on the others they have better sets and stuff. You can't come across a Colosseum fight from someone from an established server, but we will remove this at some point. Pebbles droppable in treasure hunts. Yeah, no. But treasure hunts initially, not many people want to do them, so no, it's not an idea then. He saw a massive question about templates for screen type. He said that's crazy to have something like that. It's not something that they expect. There's too many templates to account for that it would just open a can of worms they don't want to get into, and it's really not a priority. They have loads of things to fix before trying to find these niche enhancements. When it comes to templates as well, the functioning is already consequential. We don't want to become a factory that nobody understands how it works. So the goal is for it to be functional, but not incredibly complicated to use. Doppels, but there's no question. Yeah, scrolling in a beginning server is really hard. No, yeah. Somebody put Doppels exclamation mark and they're trying to figure out what the question is. What? They're making jokes. There could be ideas to look. There is an idea to look for in marrying Doppels with pebbles, for example. We're trying to avoid FOMO, but yeah. 200 sesame seed per 200 sesame seeds for a pebble. The Bitcoin is the sesame seed. It was the most marking factor of the first 2 days, the sesame seeds, while everyone was getting their PoE. There were some modifications linked to some quests to reduce the pressure on them, but now that it's passed, it's fine. There's no more pressure once you go past the early levels. Have you seen bots in 3.0? There were some bots, but phishing bots, and I'm really pay attention to this. If you're ever contacted by fake moderators, a website that sells karma, or a website 3.0, avoid clicking on it. These are the only type of bots that we have seen. Phishing bots. They have really started. They're becoming violent. The biggest bots that we have seen now are the messaging type. MP that send you direct messages or spam messages in canals. But fight ones we haven't seen. Or if there are, they're really stupid bots that aren't profitable for botters. Yeah, there's a lot of phishing on Facebook and other social media. Don't put your details anywhere, please. Knowing very well that for these websites, we have a lawyer that can put requests to block them. And don't forget that you're able to... we have a feature for you to signal them so that we can close them. So the verification is super easy and quick for them. When you signal them, you share the chat. We see that the guy is sending a shit message and we just ban them straight up. So don't hesitate to signal the phishing messages for us, please. The report system is good. We haven't seen any abuses since the last time we've introduced it, especially not in 3.0. I'm going to answer 1 more to 3 questions that keep coming back. We don't know when the class reroll is going to happen. The GPS NPC that doesn't trade you correctly will be fixed. And the primordial shields are not, there's nothing planned here. And most of the bug clients are in the process of being corrected. So anything that is fight, market, spells that disappear, SRAM invisibility, creature mode, we do have the list. And some we have a forum post that lists 481 of the most annoying bugs. We're keeping an eye on it and we're working from it. So keep an eye on that. It will be fixed soon in your game. On the HD pack, let's just say it again. It is expected on Thursday. Pack, HD, and 4K pack. And there's a corrective that is happening today. Heliotrop that does not hit a lot. It's not a bug. And it the Heliotrop that heals and hits, you don't think that's a bug? No, it's fine. There's nothing to do about it. There is some bugs that exist in 2.0 that will still be in 3.0, of course, because it's just the client side that was so there's some bugs in 2.0 that will still be in 3.0 because we haven't updated everything. We've ported the game as it is. So it's normal that there's bugs that existed. We haven't ported the bugs. They just exist because we've ported the game. The screen is frozen. F. Our live is getting DDoSed. We've gone from frozen to completely gone. When it comes to emotes, there's a few missing. A lot of them have arrived this morning, but there's a few that were still missing. Organizer is not authorized, it's tolerated. If there's a security file, it's the security fail that happens with the organizer that you're using, we're not responsible for your accounts lost, your computer damage, anything like that. So if you download an organizer and something bad happens with it, we're not liable, we're not responsible. So it's tolerated, not allowed. So if you use Dofus guide, Ganymede, all these new guides that have features, we can't guarantee their safety. It's on you. We really like, but if tomorrow they modify the file that steal data from your PC or something like that, it's on you. It's not an Ankama software. It's all on you. So we tolerate it, not allowed. Yep, there is some fixes being brought to the GPS working. 24 hours to change guild, Yola? Why did we add that restriction? Not just this one. It was to avoid monopole on from the smartass on early servers. Yes, it's globally this. To stop them jumping ship to another guild, buying a paddock and bypassing the restriction. You can't just create a guild. Yeah, so you can't create a guild after guild after guild and level them to level 60 and jump between them and buy a paddock on each and then merge them later on. It's not the only modification that has happened on guilds from this side, but it is part of a package that we've added for modifications to prevent monopoly. And the guild creation is 15 days, so next week you will start being able to buy paddocks. Oh, we need to buy a paddock, yeah. You buy it. Just to go back to Rush. The two houses that were in rewards, the big houses, they are accessible from this morning on all Pioneer account. Carmen Corp that has access, an NPC that can teleport you inside, and Ankama team can access the Fry Ghost one through an NPC. You're the only ones that are able to enter. For those of you who've never been there, it's super stylish and you have access to all professions. And the other three teams, you suck. You gotta do something about it. So if you want to do a squat, a K-Corp, a massive screen of the entire team in one of the houses, the manors, that would be really cool. Yeah, there's so many rooms, loads of workshop. For those of you who have never really set foot in them, it's a good opportunity to go and see them. Yeah. So you don't know where it is? Fry Ghost, yeah. They're talking about their position. The Kowalak Mountain and Fry Ghost. Ransej, look at your quest items. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to go to the Frygost Manor, you have to do a lot of content. You only need to do Tengu, yeah, you know. Yeah, it's not evident to go there in week 2, but it still is a good gift to have, generally speaking. Yeah, let's go. 200 roses, nice. The titles, pets, mounts, and everything were distributed on Thursday. Yeah, go ahead, Zach, of course. Yeah, so you can go back and the distribution. Some people had problems receiving their gifts from the phase 1 rewards, but we are looking into that. Most of you have. We talked about it this morning with the team. It was not our idea to go and see the Pioneer achievements. The population is largely stable. We want to be able to host new servers. It's not in our plans to augment the capacity for every single one. The fights on the existing servers, the Nightmare fight and the Sylvan fight are completely bugged right now. We're not just paying attention to the Pioneer servers. We're keeping an eye on the existing one, and we are highly sensitive to your problems as well, and we're keeping an eye on those. And of those, these two have been raised a lot. A lot of times I want to answer questions, and I don't know whether the answer is a spoil or not. If you're in doubt, just spoil. Go ahead. Papino gave him the okay. The gifts, the pending gifts. There is no longer, you can't pick your gifts at the character selection. You have to go R to the shop, and there's a third tab that allows you to recoup your gifts instead of, they're not lost, they're just there. You no longer pick them up at the character creation. The Dofus roadmap for the general questions, so that we can talk about it right now. For March, now we are in a debug and polish phase. We are the quality is not sufficient for us. We're not happy with it now. We still have loads of things to correct. Interfaces to revamp for March. So right now we're on the quality of game phase, whereas the content will happen on the next update, but this you will get ample information on it next week. Next week we get information about the new content. Holy shit, let's go. I will say nothing. Yola is gonna keep quiet because he was going to tell us some more, not knowing whether it was gonna be a spoil or not. Right, let's take one last question each and get this done. You have to find the right question in a fast flow in chat. Let's go. Let's go. Is there a slow mode in chat? Wow. And that is with a slow mode. Let's have a look at the chat and how fast it flows. Look at this. I have seen a question that I have not seen. When is the skin on Shram, human skin, expected on Shram? I like this question, yeah. It's a question that we don't get. But for people who skin a lot, like the start of next year, you will have new bodies for each one of your class. So you'll have male Shrams with skin and female without skin, so only skeletons. So you will have these kind of modification next year, at the start of next year. There are calls, Carmen Corp on the, they're gathering in the house, the Pog house, the big one. Is there a temporis? I'm seeing this question. The answer is yes, but we don't know when, but it is in a long time. Temporis is not topical right now. We have loads of things to prioritize. The bugs fixing before we. There's not gonna be any Ankama skin, sadly, no. I don't have the answer. I've seen a question. I've seen this raised a lot. Haven bag problematics. I just wanted to acknowledge that we know they exist. If you're subscribed, you can bypass slow mode, and there's the guy that's spamming this question. It's impossible to read. I don't know PSC. What is PSC? PSE. What is PSE? This is something that is spoiled during the Akama convention. I can tell you. PSE for those. Oh, Infinite Dreams! It's a PVM endgame mechanic. It's available from level 50. Yeah. It's a mechanic that is incredibly interesting, but that is broken on so many aspects. And it's not agreeable getting up the levels and things like that. So there is a revamp that is in the plan. I can't tell you exactly. Good luck to whoever is going to touch it, game design side. It's a crazy topic. It's the ultra complicated endgame. And there's only the most demanding players that do this. It's not the easiest system to approach and fix. I'd rather deal with the pebbles than okay, deal. I'm Yola is going to and that in the hierarchy it's pebbles, dreams, and then breathe. Nobody wants to touch. Nobody wants to touch. There's a list of 3 or 4, but nobody wants to touch them. Yeah. Treasure hunts. And the evening of a maintenance, all paddocks disappear. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Breathe in. Everything needs to be burnt. Everything needs to be burnt and redone. we'll end on this hopeful message of burning loads of features. I think we can stop the live right here. Thank you all for following us right now. We've gone back on so many elements for this server release. I invite you to stay on the live because you will have a second part with the entire music team that will go back on many elements, music, lots of Q&A that you can have with them. Honestly, stick around and give them a lot of love for the work they have done and play with them. These two teams, please don't talk to them about bugs. These two teams, just don't mention bugs, fixes, anything like that. Just please, just be nice. They know nothing and they can do nothing for you. Just be nice to them. Bots and everything. Yeah. You can ask them about the patch. Where is my Christmas music? Why don't I have music in Colosseum? Go ahead. Anything that is outside of the music, you are barred from talking to them about it. But for music, go ahead. Good. Thank you all for following us during this live. Thank you all for being here. And globally, thank you very much, players. It's really cool. You scream at us, you're upset, but you're here. And we like you being here. We'll do our best to correct stuff. And I'm sort of happy. I'm so happy about the, despite all the problems, you have a good vibe, we have a good vibe while working, lacking sleep while you're rushing. We've kept it respectful between us. A lot of you are playing we have also played, bear in mind. Between fixing problems and playing, we're so tired, but thank you all for being here. And lots of love, everybody. See you later. For those of you who want to stick around, hop on their stream so you can see the music one that will start very shortly. I'm so tired. Oh, I need to rest my voice for a bit. And I need to go and pick the little one from nursery. So what I will do is go eat some food, sort out my throat, and later on pick up the little one, play with her for a bit, put her to sleep, and then I'll fire up another live. And I think for real I'm getting my crimson this evening. That's it. I've said it. This stream ends when I get my crimson Dofus, the 64th in the entire game. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Team Tobias. Let's raid my colleague. And if anybody needs something, feel free to mention it on his stream. If you need help with professions, anything like that, mention it in his stream, please. And I will see you all in a couple of hours when we return. Lots of love, everyone. Thank you for watching. The live, you will be able to rewatch it here and on YouTube. So if you missed some information and want to see something, go back on it. And I'll see you all in a couple of hours. Lots of love. Thank you for being here. Let's go rate him.